Audio, no.
Audio,
All right, chat,
no.
can you hear us this time? All right, chat, can you hear us this time? Oh,
Audio.
I hear myself. Perfect. Everybody, welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2023. This is Kate Shura. I'm here with Zelo, you said?
Yes.
I'm here with Zelo and Ellie. Before I hand it off to them, I just want to remind everybody that we have an open incentive for Wizards and Warriors 3 to see the worst ending. That's at $55 out of $125 right now. I'm going to be opening up a couple more incentives because it looks like everybody has been really burning through those. So I'm going to open up some more stuff for tomorrow. So go ahead and type donate exclamation mark donate in chat to see how you can donate, and I will go ahead and hand this on over to Zelo and Ellie.
Thank you, Kay. So, hey everyone, I'm Zelo, and I have Ellie with me for Doom 64. If you want to quickly introduce yourself real quick.
Hey everyone, I'm Ellie. Have quite a history with this game. Probably my favorite game of all time. Did a lot of routing for the max category a few years ago, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here for WMD-Speed, which is essentially NA%, and I have no doubts that Zelo is going to do great with it.
Thank you. So, Doom 64, it is a sequel to the first two PC Doom games. It was originally just kind of a spin-off, but ever since Doom Eternal was released, they kind of tied it together with the main series. So we're going to be doing the main campaign right here on Watch Me Die difficulty. This is the hardest normal difficulty. This is equivalent to Ultra Violence in PC Doom. There is no Nightmare in this game. And we're just going to be going as fast as possible. The last couple of times we did Doom 64 in this marathon, we did max, which was 100%, but Doom Guy, he needs to go places faster. So we're just going to be speeding through hell as fast as possible. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, Doom!
Doom! Alright, so there's a few small nuances and differences in Doom 64 compared to PC Doom. It runs a little bit slower. I believe it's based on the Jaguar engine. Aside from that, though, yeah, let's go over level one real quick. It's gonna go pretty quick. We can go over some basics, such as like randomness of the game. There's a bunch of stuff that's random, including damage both given and taken, which is probably the biggest thing. The spread of your shots, like the shotgun, which is what it has out right now.
I can't believe I got out of that, but I am also not out of the woods here.
Yeah,
that was unfortunate.
A cord a little bit. Yeah, those pinkies, they're like the size of dump trucks. They could block you pretty easily, especially in that room. But yeah, staging area level one's kind of tough to get out of.
Ironically, being the first level, it's one of the most difficult in the entire run. Like, there's just no room to move. Everything does a ton of damage.
Yeah, the damage spread is pretty wide, but like the higher end is, I think pinkies can do up to 40 damage, which you can't afford too much of. But yeah. Also in Doom 64 in general, there's
You blocked me again. Wow. They are relentless today. Thankfully, I saved right before this time, but yeah, that's really Watch Me Die in a nutshell, because the level layouts in this game are much smaller than PC Dooms, so there's a lot of cramped corridors that you have to navigate around. There's a ton of enemies that love to block you. Like, here's another 7 pinkies in the exit room right here.
Yeah, I think that's just yeah, I think those smaller level designs just a result of it being originally on console, so they had limited room to work with. But yeah, so we're at level 2, Terraformer. We can talk about scripting for a bit. It's a system in Doom 64 that isn't in the original PC games, and it allows for dynamic level transformations, like timed events and so on. So yeah, I guess, yeah, he did already do the key bump for the key. If you saw Ultimate Doom yesterday, it's kind of the same concept, where you just strafe run into it as fast as possible, clip into like the little ledge there to get the key before you get ejected out. And I think you also hit a script switch as well to like prevent the ceilings from crushing down when you got the red key, because there's not like, they're called macros or scripts basically, and I believe one can't overlap the other. They have to wait for them to finish. But yeah, this is a nice little chill room to just wait inside, where the pistons there kind of smash down the floor. And it's really cool the way they designed that and everything. So coming up, we have kind of a big hit scan area with a bunch of shotgunners. Let's see how this goes. Shotgunners can pretty much decide if they want to hit you or not. It's completely random.
It's not looking very good. I'll probably die the moment I step in the teleporter. Oh, I'll just die right there. That's okay.
Yeah, that was a little sketch, but yeah. Let's see.
Yep. That's
yeah.
not good. Okay, we managed to get out there. So, hit scan enemies, basically anything that has a gun in its hand. Hit scan enemies, they're not like projectiles, they just attack instantly. There's no chance to actually dodge unless you're behind some kind of cover. So, the game just decides if you get hit or not. And sometimes there's not really a whole lot you can do in the actual run. You just kind of take your chances and pray they don't snipe you.
Yeah, and we got a secret with like 20 or so rockets, which we're gonna need for a few levels down the line. But yeah, that was level 2, level 3, main engineering. We get the super shotgun right away, and it's lovingly known as the workhorse of these kinds of runs. It wasn't in Ultimate Doom, it's in Doom 2, but it's here again in Doom 64. This is another script we have to wait for, where like this center of the level just kind of transforms and races up. But yeah, we get an invuln, which is going to be really helpful on this round. We have a bunch of Cacodemons. I'm going to switch over here to get the middle open up, and it's going to spawn a bunch of lost souls. I think we have to kill those as well as most of the Cacodemons.
I'm stuck on a lost soul that's right above me.
Yeah. I don't know if you pulled it off here, but you can also talk a little bit about what's called spawn locking. Basically what happens is, unlike...
Somebody's still alive. It's probably this imp. No.
Okay.
What is alive? So there's a bunch of like scripts in this game that depend on enemies, specific enemies dying, and there is an enemy missing somewhere that I can't find, and it's supposed to have this elevator activate, so I am actually worried. It's probably this imp right here. Yes, it was. I am getting the absolute worst luck in this run, and I guess that's kind of goes to show you how running Doom games really is on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, in Doom 64, there's a bunch of just level scripts tied to monster kill triggers. So like you have to kill a specific group of enemies in order for progress to be made. So we're gonna fire a bunch of rockets. A couple rockets here to get rid of lost souls. Lost souls actually are extremely dangerous in this in Doom 64 compared to Ultimate Doom, because even though they have half health compared to Ultimate Doom, they are way more aggressive, and they could be a huge problem if they're not dealt with immediately. But yeah, want to give a quick flashing lights warning at the beginning of this level.
Yeah, the moment I grab the soul sphere, it's gonna flash. So if you have issues with flashing, please look away, like right now for the next like 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's good for health, but bad for the eyes. So yeah, it's about to end.
Okay, y'all can look again now.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, going to the outside here, getting the blue key in the corner to get to the final area. I think now could be a good time for a message from the host if they have anything.
Absolutely. One message I have for everybody is that push to talk works better when your microphone isn't also muted. Just want to remind you who we are raising money for. I'm sure many of you know, but for those of you who don't, we are raising money for Take This Again this year. Take This is a mental health nonprofit, and their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Their motto is support, community, and mental wellness, because it takes both appropriate support, including healthy work and home environments, clinical support, and opportunities for self-care, as well as a supportive community to build up the resilience everybody needs for mental well-being. So thank you again, everybody, for getting your donations in for Take This, and I hope that you continue to support them upcoming days of this marathon as well.
Yeah, Take This does a bunch of great work, and everybody has some some occasional mental health things pop up every once in a while. It's always good to have somebody to check on you if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, yeah, so we're in level 5 right now, Tech Center. It's one of the longer levels in the early game, I want to say. If you saw the beginning, it was like a central with paths. Essentially, go around each one and sequence to progress. I think coming up pretty soon-ish, we can have like one of the worst keys in the game to get after this red key.
By far the worst key in the game coming up. We're gonna grab some power-ups too. I'm gonna go out of my way a lot in this run for extra power-ups because combat in this game is really, really damaging. And
yeah, as you can see there.
Yeah, that Hell Knight did 40 damage with a Mega Armor active. It's absolutely ridiculous. So at least we got the key quick. Now we have to leave the room.
That's a good key grab.
Unfortunately, they were really blocking me, but we were able to get around them, so...
Yeah, that blue key in particular is pretty hard, because it's on a lower, it's like, depression there, and you can just go over really easily, and there's a crushing slam around it, so it's awful.
Well, that was close. I thought I was going to get splashed at the very end.
Yeah, health is still pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, we will take an additional Mega Sphere in this level, though. So Mega Spheres are really nice because they instantly fill you to 200 health and 200 armor with Mega Armor status. You want to talk about armor real quick?
Yeah, let's go over armor. So there's 2 types of armor classes in the game. You can't see it anywhere on the HUD. Basically, there's the green armor, which is default. It absorbs 1/3 of the damage, and you take only 2/3 damage from your health. Whereas Mega Armor, that's the blue armor you saw earlier, and you also get it from Mega Spheres. Basically, it's up to 200 armor, and changes you to the blue armor, Mega Armor class. That splits the damage half and half, and it is really helpful, especially on this kind of category. Taking as much damage as you can with armor is very helpful. I don't know if that happened here, but I don't think we talked about infighting at all.
No, we didn't get any. We got a little on the Lost Souls.
Yeah, and there's also, in Doom 64 in particular, Barons of Hell and Hell Knights, basically just like the small, like, younger and older brothers. It's actually like the same monster class. They're not classified as the same monster class in Doom 64, so they can infight, unlike in Ultimate, which is pretty helpful, especially in like that narrow corridor there. And here we have the American Gladiator run coming up.
Yeah, I got smacked. I got smacked hard. Yeah, you need to get this in like basically one try, otherwise you get a bunch of stuff spawning in, and it is absolutely miserable. But I can't kill these Barons, because if I try and kill all the Barons, not only is that a bunch of rockets gone, a pain elemental will spawn at the end of the hallway, and I don't want to deal with that either, so we just kind of try and jump around the pillars as best we can. It's usually a mess. That was okay.
Yeah, I think that was a telefrag too when you got back
on the way back, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, so at least we have a lot of health, because I do need some help to start next level, because we have a rocket jump. Come on, do the elevator. Yeah, we need to do a line def skip, which I accidentally did right there, so we can talk about that real quick.
Oh yeah, this is actually the perfect opportunity to talk about it. Right here we have a line def skip coming up. Didn't get that there, but basically what you can do is if you line yourself up and do a strafe run, you can skip some like triggers and levels. Here it's you can see like a bunch of lost souls flying in, and
come on.
Still not there.
Yeah, I need to figure out where I am. I think I've kind of forgotten my cue for this somehow. Usually I use the chain gun. Why don't I actually use the chain gun? I'm used to doing the IL strat for this. Okay, that should be okay. No.
But yeah, basically what line def skipping is if you are at like just the right angle and you strafe run across, you'll just skip like Doom Guy hitting that line def trigger completely, and in this case it would just prevent a bunch of lost souls.
It's not happening. Thankfully this one's not really that consequential, but there are some important line def skips I need to get later. But, yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working. But we do have the one and only rocket jump in this run. Yeah, thankfully that went fine.
Nice. Yeah, I was about to say, rocket jumps are a little bit more finicky in Doom 64, I think. Ultimate Doom. It's a lot trickier to preserve the run. So, in that case. But yeah, it's a good time save there. Yeah, that basically skips the first half of the level, getting the blue key right away, and a supercharge right after that, to just like make up for that rocket jump damage. So now we're going to the second half of the level. Is basically like this underground sewer, getting a radiation shield, which prevents a little bit of damage.
Well, I kind of need it after I took that scratch. Everything hits like a truck when you don't have armor.
Yeah. Okay, and I think we're gonna come up on a couple Hell Knights. Might be a little tricky fight, with limited, maybe rocket stars.
Or I can shoot myself in the face with a rocket. Rocket splash damage is... The explosion's bigger than it appears, and it's very easy to just kind of get smashed by something.
Yeah. Luckily, you're not like skipping the line death with yeah. You can actually soft lock yourself if you just jump over into that Hell Knight fight.
Yeah,
and the floor is forward.
Yeah, so the way like the overs and unders work in this game, it's not true 3D, just like Doom 1 was. But this game does things a little bit differently, where you can have a lot of areas over and under each other by raising floors and lowering floors invisibly when you hit certain triggers, which is really cool. But if you fail to hit a trigger properly, then a floor might not be there that you need, and you can get stuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reload that because I need some help to start this level.
Yeah.
Please hit the switch.
Of...
My switch is broken. I don't know why, but sometimes hitboxes on a few of these switches are really finicky.
Yeah, you can see why you would need like a lot of health for that at the beginning of this level. Nice skip.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're surrounded by his scanners in the beginning of that level. It's not great. But yeah, you actually got out of there with no damage, which is...
Go figure, right? The moment I say I need help, and the shotgun is nice. Here, why don't you talk about this upcoming key grab?
Oh yeah, so we've talked about key bumps before. This one's lovingly known as the
I forgot to get
grab.
the key.
We did one booty grab in Ultimate Doom yesterday as well. I think.
Yeah.
So basically, just like doing that line up here. Let's see.
There we go.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Basically, just instead of smashing your face into a ledge, you smash your butt into the ledge and grab whatever you need out of it.
Doom guys got the nice booty. You heard it here, folks.
Doom booty!
Doom booty.
And that brings us to the last room of this level, where if I fall in the pit, I can't get out. So we're gonna hopefully not have that happen.
Yeah, this is one of the toughest fights in what I would call the first the first episode of Doom 64. It's basically like the last tech area, tech level rather. So you need to kill all of these bears of hell that spawn on these pillars, and then after that, there's these staircases that spawn up. So just like kind of jumping onto this ledge. And you can see there, staircase raising. All right. Health and armor is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty nice to have.
Which, yeah, you're gonna need for this level.
Yeah, this level coming up is a doozy. If it goes well, it looks really cool. If it doesn't, you die a lot. And I've already died a lot in this run, so we're gonna hopefully not have any happy accidents.
And this is what we saved all of those rockets for, leading up to this level. Yeah, like 57 rockets coming into this, and we need all of them, more or less. So here we have our first appearance of the Mancubus. It wasn't in Ultimate Doom, but it's in Doom 2 as well. Behaves more or less the same. 3 volleys of fireballs to shoot at enemy animals. Once those are dead, the second round comes up with Hell Knights, and Kekmans. I believe you only have to kill the Hell Knights for this round?
Yes, and once we get to the last wave, it is just the Mancubi and the Barons. We're gonna try and spawn block a Baron right here. Nope. The casual fireball knocked me out of position, so one extra is roaming around. But at this point, we need to get everything taken care of really quick before this invincibility runs out, because otherwise there are gonna be a lot of very angry enemies that I cannot afford to deal with.
Especially the pain elementals. You don't have to kill them, but like they are, well, as the name would suggest, a pain. Like, they spawn 2 Lost Souls, actually, instead of 1. They normally assume from Doom 2. And you do not want to try and body block those, like, body blocks Lost Soul spawning, because for whatever reason, failed Lost Soul spawns from the elementals are essentially rocket splash damage, and you more or less die. Very nice.
Very, very scary level. I'm glad that at least went well.
Yeah, a little bit of a breather here with in comparison to the last level. Level 10, the bleeding. We're gonna pick up 2 weapons actually in this level: the plasma gun and the BFG. Plasma gun works a bit differently than it does in PC Doom. In Doom 64 doesn't have the cooldown recall after you stop firing, but also it has a much slower firing rate, and we won't be using it too much in this run. Do you think it's a good time to talk about the BFG since I mentioned it?
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Yeah, so essentially it's practically identical to the BFG in PC Doom, where there's a charge up with the shot, it takes 40 cells to fire, and after the ball hits, there are 40 tracers fired out from Doom kind of position and kind of coaching. In the general, the fire. So if you want to do the most damage to make it, you just basically fire the ball at something that immediately yeah, it could be even 2-shot cyber demons, which we'll see a couple of later in this one, if you do it right. So yeah, here, coming up, there's going to be a couple of barons that I don't think you have to kill.
No, we just need to get around them.
Yeah.
I did make sure to hit a secret panel right there so we can get the BFG, because the BFG is a secret.
Yeah.
We're gonna let these Spectres spawn block a bunch of enemies that would normally spawn. We normally would get 3 Mancubi there, but we only had to deal with 1. And now we have the escape, which is very easy to die in, so we're gonna save.
Very, very packed. Okay, that's...
Alright.
Yeah. There's a Berserk right away in this level as well, so that helped. Alright, so yeah, level 11, Terror Court. This, we talked about this earlier, but this level really shows off the creativity of mapping, getting around some of the 3D limitations, like pseudo 3D. Basically how it works is, when the bridge isn't visible, so if you're around the corner, there's a line up that cross that changes the height of the floor, so it can act both as a bridge and a ground floor. There's also a few mandatory fights, like this ground level, where you have to kill all the monsters to progress. And we have another one coming up with a bunch of specters and walls. But we'll get that
I'm gonna take care of these barons now because I have to come back later and they like to get in the way.
Yeah, this kind of a tight corridor. Yeah, while we're waiting here, I think there's time for a message from the host. Yeah, can I go this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to remind you all that when you donate, you have a chance to get in our prize pool. So we have a couple of grand prizes this year, but we also have a set of Tuesday prizes. It's Tuesday, right? We have the Alice Mare's stream key. There is a set of Alf figurines, an original Psychomancer pin, a Super Meat Boy vinyl decal, and a Costume Quest stream key. And all of these you can get into the running for if you donate any amount of money today. And when you donate, you can also donate towards some of our incentives. Right now we still have the See the Worst Ending for Wizards and Warriors 3 open. I did also open up a couple of incentives upcoming for the next couple of days as well. We have Ogre Battles, the March of the Black Queen, do the Fire Seal map, as well as the Dawn Bluth Trilogy Energize during Space Ace. So a couple of incentives that you can put your dollars towards, as well as some ongoing bid wars as well. So everybody go on and take a look at that.
Okay, so this Baron does not want to get out of my way. This is bad. Hopefully we're not going to get sniped to death. No damage at the end, thankfully. Yeah, a bunch of shotgunners spawn right at the exit as you take the teleporter, and it's very easy to just, the game doesn't want me to live, so they just kill you instantly. But didn't happen there.
That's more or less a clean exit, best you could hope for, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, level 12, that's our pain. That's the first kind of castle layout in this campaign, where we start on the outside and work our way inward. As you can see, we pick up a quick supercharge secret to just top off our health as best we can. gonna do a quick lap around to hit a switch, clear out a bunch of enemies, and once we get the blue key, we'll gain access to the upper level switch that we press behind. Let's see. Yeah, what we like to call the Armor of Shame, at least in WMD Max.
Yeah,
you're forced to pick it up.
Yeah, it's thankfully very, very appreciated in this category because you want to hear you basically have no armor. In Max, you would try and conserve a blue armor because blue armor gives you more protection. But if you override it with the green armor, then your number goes up, but the amount of protection you have actually goes down. So we call it the Armor of Shame in that category.
Yeah, if you're below 100 armor and pick up the green armor, well, you can pick it up. If you're over 100 armor, you just run over it and don't pick it up, which is nice on WMD Max because you preserve your armor class there. Yeah, we went over how armor classes work. So, gonna have a pretty rough section here. This room with like 6 barons now.
Yeah, 5 barons.
Kind of a tight. Yeah. We pick up what's called the Unmaker actually in this room. It's a weapon unique to Dim64, but I don't think we ever use it since it's pretty weak in this category.
Yeah, it would be upgraded with the demon artifacts from the hidden levels, but we don't go to any of those in this category because we need to go fast, and we just end up not picking up any demon artifacts, and unfortunately the Unmaker you're not going to see unless I have an accident.
Yeah, we did pick it up for the cells though. It's like a free BFG shot more or less.
Yeah, the extra 40 cells are really nice, no matter what.
Alright, so that was Altar of Pain. Okay, so level 13, Dark Citadel. This is a pretty long level with some neat set pieces and aesthetic. We have the main corridor here, then coming up, well, in a little bit, there's like this gigantic tall room which is used for a final ambush, and then we have the underground library section. There's a corner we tap here to get lower the wall with a secret and a bunch of good resources like rockets and cells. And so now we're making our way to the blue key, which is heavily guarded, and normally what you're supposed to do is take a detour for an involved. I think that was the intended path that was sought out.
I barely got damaged at all.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, even with like 200 health and some armor, you can still easily die in there. I didn't get that in home, but that's okay. I don't really need that one.
Yeah, so I don't know if you were able to see it too well with all the flying around in that room, but yeah, there's another thing unique to DM64, what I don't know if this is the official name for it, but dart traps, which is essentially like you can just have a dart spawn out from wherever, and it's like, it's not inconsequential damage, like 8 to 32. It can add up, especially with that blue key tracker. But yeah, now we're down in the underground library. We have to go out of our way to hit a switch. Pretty tight corridors with lights and
Oh, well, there's my Unmaker used by accident.
Okay, well,
At least I didn't get sandwiched here. Yeah, I didn't get sandwiched, so I'm okay with that. Because that was not the right play, and I could have easily been swatted to death. A Baron or Hell Knight scratch is enough to instantly kill me from 100 health, even if I have no armor.
yeah, they can do ridiculous amounts of damage. Yeah, click the red key here. There's like a huge ambush of enemies, but thankfully this room's pretty huge, so we can make it out relatively unscathed. I think here we're gonna go out of our way to get a secret, which is a Mega Sphere and a BFG. Just top ourselves off, get a few cells and like 200 health and armor respectively.
Yeah, it's really the Mega Sphere we come here for because the next level is absolutely brutal at the end, and we want that health and armor.
Yeah, coming up actually now, Eye of the Storm. It has, I don't think it has any armor actually at all.
No, there's not. There's no armor in this level.
Yeah, and then like maybe one supercharge that you have to go out of your way for. But yeah, the health and armor resource is very limited in this level. And so yeah, another castle level. We start at the bottom in the water here, and we have to make our way towards the top center where the exit is. There's a monster kill trigger with the 4 barons. We don't need to worry about anything else. And after that, coming up, as the blue key lowers, we're going to do a small exploit here that I like to call de-aggro. So let's see. is here. That might be the last sphere.
Yeah, that's the last one there. So I'm going to save, and I'm going to instantly reload. So there's a bunch of lost souls that would spawn when you get access to the blue key. But by saving and reloading, they don't have their aggro state like they normally do. So they stop moving around until you fire again, which is actually really good for me because that means they're not chasing me around and more stuff's going to spawn there anyways. So it's good to just keep them in place. Now we have this really, really scary part.
Again, tight corridor with a bunch of lost souls that spawn in, like, right when you're in the center of it. Is very, very dangerous. And a bunch of hit scams at the end. Also, a little volume warning for this last room coming up, because we're not gonna fire BFG and a bunch of lost souls here. Big boom.
That was loud. Even more than normal. But it gets everything out of the way, so it's well worth it. But yeah, as you saw, I started the level with 200 stats, and I ended with 57 and 70, so that's why we went out of our way in Dark Citadel to go get what we needed. We're gonna clip that blue cube right there. We're also gonna die right as I enter the teleporter.
I've never seen that before, dying and entering the teleporter. It's funny.
My dead body was just that good, which is actually a trick in PC Doom games where if your dead body does manage to reach like an exit trigger, you still manage to finish the level. Unfortunately, that's not a good idea in this game because when you die and reload, you don't have any of your weapons. So that's not good in this difficulty.
Yeah, this level overall, I think, is a huge step up in difficulty, especially casually. But yeah, that I think that arena went pretty well. Like,
yeah, I didn't get swatted to death.
Yeah, and then coming back here might be a little tricky. Let's see how this goes. There's essentially okay, pretty good. Yeah, there's like 3 bears blocking you on the way down to that bridge after the red key grab. And then here, I don't know if you can see it too well, but there's turrets that are firing from the ceiling, which are essentially Revenant missiles, Revenants being enemies from Doom 2. They're kind of here in spirit with their missiles, but yeah, got out of there. That's the best you can ask for, I think.
It really is.
Especially with the 100 health, that's pretty good. But yeah, so level 16, Bloodkeep. First thing we do here is drop it down to the lower level, take a roundabout path over to the red key. And after that, we make our way over to this blue tunnel, which we'll get a yellow key from. Let's see, after the red door, there's just like, let's see if we can get a
lucky enemy block here.
A lucky like door bomb.
I'm already low on health, so it's not even gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
1%, the one that matters.
Oh, yeah. That berserk coming in clutch.
Oh, that was scary.
Okay, yes. So now we're going to this blue tunnel, which, as you would expect, holds the yellow key. Yeah. Hit the switch, get the yellow key, and it also spawns a bunch of lost souls, which you want to get out of there as quickly as possible. It's become a problem really quickly. Making our way up to this yellow door. After we climb the stairs, there's actually a spawn straight here that we cross there. It spawns like something like 8 cat demons. It's not going to be too much of a problem, I think, because we're just going to rush to the other end of the level with this this blue door. A bunch of enemies on this ground floor here. Small death trap in the corner. And then I think we're going to pick up the secret in the corner, yeah.
Interestingly enough, it's not a secret. There's a bunch of things that feel kind of unfinished with this game. There's lots of stuff that is secret, but it's not tagged as secret. There's lots of little weird things like that. Like, the level design in this game is really cool, but also has some weird quirks.
Yeah. So here we're going to do a BFG, well-timed BFG shot. Hopefully it gets everything. Yep. And you want to be in the center because the rest of the floor lowers, and if you're down there, there's no way out.
It's such a mean trap.
Kind of a trick move.
Especially in the original game, where you could only save between levels. There was no way to get around that. So you were just stuck repeating the whole level.
So level 17, watch your step. One of my personal favorite levels in the game. There's actually only one enemy that has a starting spawn, and that's a pain elemental right here. Yeah. After we pick up the blue key and open the door grating, every other enemy in this level spawns in after a switch or a monster culture here of some kind, and we only go here to hit the switch, which will start a series of spawns in the starting area once we revisit it. We're taking a detour here first, though, to get some secrets and stop it, because the final fight's going to be really tough, and it comes in waves. We're coming up right now. So with every wave, you have to kill certain enemies from it for the next wave to spawn in, and we focus on those particular ones while trying to avoid the rest. So we got zombie men here, then we got pinkies coming up. Yep.
Die. There we go. Yeah, I want to target very specific enemies so that we have more enemies to help spawn block stronger enemies later.
Yeah, so zombie men, then pinkies, then imps, then
I'm not getting very good luck with these enemies. Well, a zombie man actually spawn blocked one of the Hell Knights. That was actually the one I needed to get rid of, so that's good. So we're gonna get rid of this Hell Knight. We're gonna... Where is he? Okay, and then we spawn block a Mancubus. So now we need to block off the Mancubi and the Arachnotrons. I'm actually gonna go back for that invincibility sphere that I opened up from one of the secret switches, because at the end of this level we get a nasty surprise. We get to see Cyber Demons for the first time. And note how I say Cyber Demons. There are two of them at the same time, and it is absolutely miserable to try and fight them legit. So we're not going to do that.
Yeah, especially with Cyber Demons in Doom 64, they changed like where the projectile spawned from. So like instead of a crotch rockets like they were in Ultimate Doom, they actually spawned from the muzzle of the rocket launcher, and that means that it has a bit of a downward angle. So even if you dodge it fine, it can spawn right back instead of just much damage. But yeah, that went great. And health number looked great as well. So that's good. But yeah, level 18 spawned here. There's going to be a lot of backtracking with this one. So the first thing we do is we go down the stairs directly in front of us. We go into the side room, kill all the barons to gain access to the blue key, and weirdly enough, there's a switch behind them that does the same thing, but we don't bother hitting it because killing all the barons activates that same script, so there's not really a point.
I actually went for the switch this time. I actually decided to wing it and just lock them in the room. So that's the fun part about Doom routing, is that if there are multiple ways to approach something, you just take whatever you think is the best option at the time. You just have to decide on the fly.
Yeah. So here we're going to have to wait on a couple of scripts to finish, like this dart trap before the door can open. And then in this circle room coming up, we're going to hit a switch and then have to wait in a very specific spot to spawn block a Hell Knight. And we don't want to make any sounds because we don't want to wake up a Pain Elemental, because it'll just keep spawning when we kill the previous one. And I think now is a good time, again, for the host if they have anything they want to say, because we're just waiting here.
Actually, I do want to add something real quick. So there actually is a Lost Soul cap in this game. If there are enough Lost Souls on a map already, Pain Elementals can't spawn anymore. And that's actually why we tried to dodge around those Lost Souls earlier, so that when we kill this Pain Elemental, there are no Lost Souls for it to spawn. And that kind of comes into play a little bit later, too, when we have to deal with a bunch of other Pain Elementals. But now it's a good time for Kay to jump in if Faye wants to.
Yeah, I just wanted to let all of you know that there is a run of costume quests coming up later this evening, and you can get in on the bid war for which character we play. We can either play as Reynold or Ren, and Reynold is the boy character, Ren is the girl character, and if you donate now, basically whatever you donate to is going to win, because there's $0 in on that, so get your donations in, friends.
So you got to see a nice Dime face rocket. Shout out to my good friend Dime, who runs many Doom games. Rockets have a huge splash damage. They can do up to 128 damage just on the splash component alone, depending on the distance. And if you fire one into the door like I just did, you just kind of die. It was very terrible. And considering how cramped most of this game is, it's very dangerous to fire rockets, so you have to be very careful with your spacing. And I, unfortunately, tried to squeeze under this door at the wrong time, and just ended up lighting my face on fire, to say the least.
And living up to the name of the difficulty, it's okay.
Yes.
So this is like the last third of the level here. It's like this backdoor courtyard. It has a ton of resources, actually. We just picked up a Mega Sphere, and there's another Mega Armor, and a Soul Charge, or Soul Sphere, Supercharge, whatever you want to call it. So we're probably, I don't know if we're going to pick it up, I guess depending on how the numbers looking at the end here. So there's also this sequence of like lifts that we actually skip. That was actually kind of lucky, I want to say, with the paint elemental.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's why I actually try and leave some lost holes around so they're not spawning things on me. It's this game has some very interesting routing over the years as we figure more and more things out.
It's basically more or less the end of the level. You just have to pick up the yellow key after doing a ledge jump here, go around doing like a lap or so, which will spawn.
Are you here? That's fine. We'll get out of there.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this route. I'm just gonna go around politely.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Still doing okay on health and armor.
There is one last pain elemental trap at the end that I'm scared of because we've already killed most of the lost souls in this level, so we're not going to get to abuse the cap that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to fire a shot in and pray that I don't explode instantly.
Huh?
Okay, we're good.
Oh, that works. Boom. Alright, yeah, that's one of the longer levels in the campaign, for sure.
Yeah, it's such a long level.
And in contrast, we have one of the shortest levels. So level 19, the spiral, very short and small. Complete contrast to what you've seen just now. And we're going to top off our rockets in this one. Every other step in this spiral staircase has a box of rockets, and they're going to help out a bunch for the end game. So yeah, basically what we do, lap around the outer spiral, hitting a switch on the top, dropping down to a door, to a teleport. And this is where things can get really dangerous, and we're already done, honestly, actually.
So, because enemies have infinite height, just like they do in PC Doom, and unfortunately that also applies to the Mancubi that are already on the ground, as well as the pain elementals that spawn once you try and grab the blue key. And it's very easy to just get stuck, and then you die, because you can't move, and you're just kind of stuck until they claw you to death.
Yeah, also starting out with really good health and armor resources. In this level, so 120 breakdown. This is kind of an eccentric level, I want to say, in terms of overall level design. There's a bunch of interesting monster kill triggers and like some switches that you press that really transform the level.
That was not the right strat. I used the BFG too early. It works, but you want to swap the order of the rocket launcher and BFG right there. That's okay though.
Yeah, we had to kill all those pinkies to. After getting the red key, rather, they spawn just to get the exit door to that room open again. So we open up a secret corridor there for a supercharge that we're probably going to get at the end of the level. And I think we're going to try and do some ledge shortcuts here. Just going to hug the ledge, yeah. Just foregoing that switch, which skips that traffic this section. It's pretty nice. Yeah, we're coming up on kind of the level here, just kind of have to juke out a Baron. I don't know if you're going to be a GC secret or not.
No, I'm not going to go grab it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to go straight to the end. We're going to pick up that Soul Sphere I opened up earlier, because picking up that Soul Sphere, stepping into that room, causes that Baron to spawn next to it. So we just pick it up at the end of the level so we can just grab it and leave.
Mm-hmm. And then a Baron like spawning after that supercharge, just like final outpost, but you know, kind of juke around it, ignore it, who cares? Let's
be careful not to skip the exit trigger, by the way.
Yeah,
that's always
a thing that can happen.
That's always
and
scary.
You're just soft locked. So yeah, level 21, Pitfalls. Another pretty long level with two very distinct major sections. We get the yellow key right away in the small area, and then we get to the bulk of the level with this big cave-like area. The first thing we do is jump to the switch to start like a terrain transformation script, which lets us get to the other half of the level. And there's a few side doors we go to get access to the blue key. After that, we grab an ball on the way back because there's no experience in the way. Yeah, that's more or less what we're going to be trying to do in this level, at least for the first half. And I think, yeah.
I want to be very careful not to pick up that map, because picking up that map causes more enemies to spawn.
Yeah, and there's going to be a bunch of Barons that spawn when we get the blue key here. And thankfully, like I said, there's an ball that we pick up. That's going to be really handy for like basically the back half of the level. And there's also a bunch of barons that spawn once you get the blue key, which is perfectly in the way.
We're actually going to try and lock these barons inside over here so that I don't have to deal with them. So they at least stay there, because enemies can open up doors as well, but not lock doors. Health is actually really good. I'm still going to take the extra soul sphere because the ending of this level is extremely scary, and I would rather just have the extra security.
Yeah, extra security is like... just get all... sorry. Get anything you can just for extra security. Especially in a run like this, where like your health and armor are so volatile, and especially the way enemies react and how much damage they do. Yeah, any safety helps. Yeah, we're gonna come up, just try to do a little bit of a shortcut, like a ledge hop here.
There we go.
Nice. They're just all in that corridor, huh?
They thankfully got out of the way really quickly. Usually you can end up with several in your face and they punch or fireball you to death instantly. There's not really much you can do about that unless you spend a bunch of time trying to kill them early on when they're not grouped up. And that's really intensive on your resources.
So yeah, level 22 Earth Offerings. This one we can rush through the beginning area to a switch where we just have to wait for a little bit. Grab the blue key, top after this helmet trap. And we open up a side secret in the process. Let's see here.
So I'm actually going to do a cool strat that I came up with for the IL. Instead of activating something to deactivate this trap, we're just going to run around these darts. And that actually keeps the pain element. Yeah, this actually keeps the Arachnotrons off me because we're constantly moving out of their line of sight.
I've never seen that before. That's a cool strat.
Yeah, I came up with that when I redid the Watch Me Die Speed IL for this level, and I'm like, man, I keep dying, and it takes too long to open the thing, but I'm also dying a lot, so I came up with that because the darts actually follow the same pattern every time.
Yeah, that trap, like, I always try and avoid, because even with 200, I've died so many times there. That's really cool. Yeah, so we're coming up on the second half of the level, which is... Hopefully the finish line there, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, after this yellow door we have an interesting trap here after getting the red key, with like a bunch of walls close in, and we have to just wait a little bit after a switch spawns. A little bit of a breather here before getting to the end, where there's going to be a bunch of Cacodemons, a bunch of Arachnotrons. Hopefully they won't gang up too much. There'll be a lot of like room to move. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, they were very nice. Nobody was in the way.
Yeah, good. Last two. Nice.
Can we take a second to appreciate like the great sprite work in this game? Like, they did something a little bit different for 64. They actually created the enemy sprites using high poly 3D models at the time, and then they digitized them. And you get these like really, really cool designs that are different from PC versions.
I think the aesthetic fits really perfect with at the time 64 console game. Like, it did really well. So, yeah. That being said, so another castle level. This is, I think, the third to last level.
Where is it? There's a Spectre running around. I need to kill all 6 Spectres in this floor. There he is. He's hiding inside the castle entrance. He knew what was coming. He dodged my BFG. He knew what was coming.
Yeah, there's a couple of monsters spawn. Monster kills from rather in this level. So yeah, we have to kill all the pinky specters to get to this top floor, and then we have to call the bands here to activate a switch to get into the center of the castle, which is coming up pretty soon. After that, we're going to do some key collection. First, I think, being the blue key. But we're going to take a detour to get a secret here. Another Unmaker. There's only a few instances of it. Again, we're not going to really use it. It's there for the cells, which we're going to use BFG shots for. Yeah, small trap room with the Mega Armor here. Arachnotrons that we just like quickly zoom past. And here we're going to have to wait a bit for a bunch of waves of pinkies to spawn, and then finally a round of Barons of Hell. And I think at that point you can hit the corner switch to get the blue key, and then just run out of there. There it is.
We do have to come back later, so I'm going to clear out several of these pinkies. Because this level has a different gimmick compared to the rest of the game, where the exit's not blocked by 3 key switches, it's blocked by several barriers. But we need the keys to get to the part that'll allow us to lower those barriers. But we do have this line depth skip coming up right here to get an early yellow key.
Yeah, so a line depth skip. Normally the yellow key, this level keeps teleporting. Let's see how this goes.
Nice.
Oh, nice, first try. So the way that worked is, once you try to get to the yellow key for the first instance, it keeps teleporting around until you can finally grab it. But if you grab it in the final position, it locks you out of the inside of the castle, and you have to kill a bunch of Kaka demons to open it back up. Funnily enough, we're going to actually have to do that anyway to get to the actual end of the level to raise a staircase. And yeah, once we have all 3 keys, we have to... Like, the casual way of doing this is...
That
you
hurt.
see... Yeah. At least you're out of there.
Yeah, it went from 170 to 100 from one scratch. That's okay. One more part of the level to go.
Yeah, the main gimmick of this this level overall is, yeah, with the 3 blue keys, and you get to that pillar with all 3 color switches, and there's 3 different color combinations, which is actually really easy to remember. Essentially, all you have to do is start with 1 different color each, and then work your way clockwise around, rather. And then that opens up access to all the switches we need to get to the actual end of the level switch. If that makes sense. So yeah, we're already on this this side room, which was locked by one of the key combo switches. And yeah, we're coming up on the end of the level here. Like I said before, with just kind of having to actually trigger all the line depths. So this bear.
Wow, I'm glad I saved, because that would have been a very, very costly death if I did not.
Yeah. You do have to kill that bear to raise the staircase here. Yeah, out of the Holy Temple.
Out of there, at least.
Very nice. Penultimate level coming up here, level 24, No Escape. There's actually lots of this level, but we're barely going to be touching any of it. There's a whopping 3 cyber demons in this level, 1 roaming free at the beginning, so we need to be careful with that. All we really need to do, though, is do 2 laps around this area with 2 switches to free the other 2 cyber demons, and once they're dead, the level automatically ends. So we have to do that, let's see, I think that was the first lap?
Yes, 1 cyber already went down pretty nicely. We want to use a very specific dodge technique when they're firing rockets so that we don't get slashed in the face immediately, because rockets, they do the same amount as my rockets, and they'll pretty much kill me instantly. Especially at this health. So we're going to hopefully get one of them to bait. They came out of the cave at the same time, so this is really, really bad luck.
Yeah, it would be ideal to do like 1 you know, just deal with 1 at a time, but...
There you go. That might work. There's 1.
Yeah, there's 1.
I just gotta get this other one. Sometimes you get lucky and a Mancubus stray fireball manages to hit them and distract them, but that usually doesn't happen. But they're out.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the last level.
Yeah, last level. Absolution. It's basically 1 big arena. Not too much else to say here other than everything has to die to spawn the final boss, the Mother Demon, who's a unique boss monster for Doom 64. We want to make this invuln count, so probably going to do a few BFG shots, save a few for the Mother Demon, and then face rocket for a bit while the invuln's still active. Yeah. We're just going to have to deal with a bunch of pain elements, is thankfully spawning out first, because they're arguably the most dangerous enemies.
Yeah, we want some better luck, hopefully, to get them to spawn as early as possible, because there's, like, I think 12 of them total, and the more that we spawn early while we still have the invuln, the better.
Yeah, so... still pretty good health.
That one over there in the corner is really mad.
Yeah, Lost Soul is still probably the most dangerous enemies here. They can just, like, fly right in front of you while you're... Yeah, like that. that was a little close.
This
Yeah.
is scary. There's no extra pickups inside the arena, so what I have is what I'm gonna be finishing with. So I'm gonna pray I won't be so low that I can't finish the last fight, because I do have to kill the mother demons still.
Yeah, I know there's a supercharge like right in the middle versus one, but
Yeah, but not
getting it, it's like
it's a little scary
yeah.
to get. Where is it?
Yeah.
There's one enemy around. Where is it? It's a lone imp, of course. All right, let's deal with this mother demon.
Here's
So
the
here's
mother demon.
Oh, there was the mother demon.
Very
Well,
nice.
They can't be the only ones to die, so I'm just gonna end myself at the same time in traditional Doom fashion, because Doom Guy likes to remain in hell. And by the way, that's time.
Yep.
GG.
It's a fun but very stressful run, but it looks like we ended with a 53, which it's okay. It's tough to run this game.
Yeah, very, very volatile category.
Yes, this category is, like I said, it's the hardest of both the main and side campaigns. So I'm just glad we got through it okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got to show off most of the stuff that I wanted to show off.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to Ellie for commentating for both Doom yesterday and Doom today, and a big shout out to the Doom 64 community. You can find their Discord if you're interested in anything Doom 64, whether that's just speedrunning, casual playing, or even lots of custom content that people have come up with in the last couple of years ever since the remaster came out. So big shout outs to all of them. Anything else you want to sign off with?
Not too much else except, like, if you're into Amphiuses, I would highly recommend, both Doom 64 and Ultimate Doom, if you like what you saw here today and yesterday. And there's still plenty coming up with Speedrun Ragnarok as a whole. So
Yes, definitely
stick around.
Definitely stick around, and I will be back Saturday for some Pump It Up. So if y'all like music games, definitely wait until then. But I'm signing off for now, so back to you, Kay.
Perfect. In the interim, we did get a donation from Derby Tales saying, "Thanks for letting me run in the marathon tomorrow night. Looking forward to it, and I'm putting this towards the Energize incentive for the Dawn Blues trilogy." So thank you very much for that. We do have an open incentive for the next game coming up, Wizards and Warriors 3. To see the worst ending, that is still at $55 out of $125. So definitely put your donations in to get that one rolling and let us see that worst ending. And we will be back shortly after our quick tech break to get that run set up for everybody to have a good time with.